Actually, the first time I ever did comedy was at an open mic night at Bogart's, which was basically full of people playing Neil Young covers and just a bunch of people doing hippie-type jam music. Anyway, basically, I was unemployed at the time, and I've had friends who were always telling me, "You're hilarious, you need to do comedy," and they have an open mic at this place, Bogart's, which one of them worked at, and they were like, "You need to go do this, go up on stage and tell some jokes." And I was really hesitant. I didn't have any material prepared, nothing written down. I just had a bunch of shit in my head that was weird. And they were like, "Just come, whatever, check it out." And then I got there, they had signed me up without me knowing, and basically said that they would buy me drinks all night if I did it. So I went ahead and did it. They pushed me up on stage, kicking and screaming, and that was the first time. It went over really well, and that's how I got into it.
Why do you like doing comedy?
Well, it really fulfills like a creative need for me. I come from a music background. I've been playing in bands since I was 17 or 18. But comedy is something that I can do on my own. I don't have to depend on anybody else. And it's something that, I can use it to incite people, to make them feel, be it anger, sadness, pity, whatever. I don't want to tell jokes just to get a couple quick cheap laughs, get off stage, maybe get head from a fat girl at the bar. I do it because I want people to feel something, and I want to make them think. And I think comedy is an excellent vehicle for that, which unfortunately I think a lot of comics really don't do.
Who would you say your influences are?
Well, like anybody that's a student of the comedy as an art, Bill Hicks is, I think, the greatest comedian of all time. He transcended jokes. He transcended philosophy. I consider the man more of a prophet than I do a performer. And anybody from his school of that sort of bloomed out of the seed that he planted, like your Patton Oswalts and Zach Galifianakis, narrative comics, people like that. I love David Tell. Some of the shock comics that are a little bit more intelligent, I like them a lot.
How'd you get into comedy?
Everybody said I was funny. I walked on stage, talked into a microphone. Other people thought it was funny too.
Great. Why'd you get into comedy?
I really enjoy lifting people's spirits. I mean, you can be at a funeral and you can make somebody laugh and forget about what's going on.
Who would you say your influences are?
As far as old school, I'd have to say Bill Hicks, Mitch Hedberg. It's old school just because he's dead. Eddie Murphy, Stephen Wright. As far as new school, I'd have to go Zach Galifianakis, big time. Some newer guys that most people don't know about, Mike Birbiglia, Eugene Merman, Dan Cummins. Really enjoy those guys.
Do you have a philosophy of comedy?
Yeah, it's comedy. Don't take it seriously. But take it seriously. It's weird looking around.
So how'd you get into comedy?
I got into comedy by starting doing story time for children at this library where I used to work at, and then I enjoyed making the kids laugh, and from there progressed to doing stand-up comedy.
And what appeals to you about doing comedy?
Making people laugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a very difficult answer.
No, it's great.
And who would you say your influences are?
Probably Rodney Dangerfield is the greatest influence on me.
Anybody else?
No, he's the greatest, I think, for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what would you say your philosophy of comedy, if there may be such a thing?
My philosophy of comedy would be, I don't know, I think comedy is violent, and that's my philosophy, violence.